Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be unboxing and putting together something new for our garden. So Vego Garden was nice enough to send out one of their products for us to try out. And if you haven't heard of them before, they make garden products, specifically these modular metal raised garden beds. And today I have the 10-in-1 raised bed for us to put together. And I've definitely eyed these garden beds before. I think they're such a great idea because there are a lot of different shapes and sizes you can set up each of these kits to be depending on your space. I also love that they're metal because that makes them really durable. So today we're going to unbox this and put it together, and I'm thinking it'll be pretty easy and we'll just see how the whole process goes so that we can show you how the setup of these garden beds is. We also got a couple of these mugs that are so cute. We got a couple of these matching mugs. So we have two of these, and I think they're really cute because they kind of have like the ridges on them, just like the raised garden beds, so we can come out here with our coffees in the morning and match our garden, which I think is really fun. So with the 10-in-1 kit, on the back of this booklet, it shows you all of the different configurations. So as you can see, there are lots of different setups that you can do. And I think the one we're going to do is, this first one here. It's the longest bed and the narrowest. I don't like having big beds because I have short arms and I can't reach to the middle. So this one is only going to be 2.5 feet wide, which I think is going to be perfect. Our current beds are 3 feet wide and I really like that width. So I think we're gonna go with this configuration.
You need a sticker?
Oh, free sticker!
Free sticker?
Yeah! We almost got a sticker pack, so I'm glad it at least came with one free sticker.
Okay, this is the edging that you put on after.
Oh yeah, okay.
A bag of fasteners, washers and nuts and bolts.
Okay. So this goes along the top edge so that it's not sharp. So it's nice that all of the pieces for this fit in this one box.
Yeah, that's really
That's
impressive.
really great. Yeah, I thought the box was going to be huge when it came, and I was really surprised it came in this small box.
Alright, so we've got 2 sizes of flat panels. These are the long ones. Got a few of these. We have a few shorter ones, and then we have the corner pieces, which are curved. Oh, there's the bar. And then we have an extension rod for when you do a really long one. It's a nice support for the center so it doesn't cave in with the dirt.
I wanted to quickly mention that I mispronounced the name of Vego Garden earlier, and I should have realized that it was pronounced Vego and not Vigo, because on their website it does say that they are inspired by Legos with the way that everything is modular and you can kind of just mix and match the pieces to make the shapes and size raised beds that you want. So sorry about that, it is pronounced Vego Garden. But anyway, right now we're assembling the garden bed, and the first thing we had to do was remove the protective plastic coating each of these pieces. There's one on each of the sides just to protect the paint. So I'm working on getting a lot of the plastic off while Aaron can get started on the building, and the building process is super easy. All of the nuts and bolts and washers that you need are included in the box, of course. So all you have to do is choose the configuration you want and just screw in the washers and the nuts onto the bolts. They have a specific one that is for like the upper parts of the bed that have a protective nut on them. That way if you reach your hand into the bed, you won't scratch yourself on the pointy end of the bolt. So I like that little touch. It makes it a little bit safer, especially if you have children in the garden. And at first we're just tightening everything with our hands, and then later on we'll go in and tighten everything up more with a tool. We assembled the 2 long straight sides first, and then after those were done, we assembled the rounded corners together. And altogether with this setup that we chose, the bed is going to be 9.5 feet long, which I think is awesome. I've grown to really like really long garden beds. I find it makes for a really nice organized garden, and then if I want to plant a lot of one crop, it can all go in that one bed. And I'm just really excited for the finished dimensions of this bed. By the way, the color that we chose is modern gray. I think it looks really beautiful, and I'm curious to see how it's going to look as it ages and see how the paint holds up. But I think it looks awesome, and they also use non-toxic paints and metals in the raised bed, so everything is food safe, and you can be sure that you're growing your food in a nice, safe raised bed. One thing I also appreciated when assembling this was how light everything was. Even though these are metal pieces, they were not difficult to handle at all, and also there are no sharp edges. So that was really great, and I definitely think that this could be a one-person job. You really don't need two people. It would take a little longer with one person, but everything is really easy and manageable to handle, so I really love that. After we put together the bed, I am putting the protective rubber, kind of like a rope, along the top edge, and this just makes it so that it is even safer, so you don't come into contact with any sharp metal parts. Even though I don't think the metal is sharp at all, the rubber does help to make it even safer, and it also just gives it a nice finished look. We also forgot when we were assembling to leave a couple of the bolts out for the supporting braces. These are only necessary if you're doing like a really long bed, just because if you have a really long bed with all of the soil in there, the sides of the bed can start to bow out, so these metal rods help to hold those sides in to maintain the shape of your bed once you have all of the soil in there.
All right, so we are just about done. Aaron's just going in and he's tightening the bolts and the nuts, but we're pretty much done here. It took us just under an hour with the two of us, but I mean, we never are really the fastest workers. We just like to take things at our own pace. So, you know, maybe you could do it faster, but I'd say for an hour, that's pretty good work. Honestly, taking the plastic off is the most time-consuming part, and it's nice to have someone extra to do that. But yeah, here's how it's looking. I think it looks so great. It looks very put together. This is not going to be its final position, by the way. We still have to figure out where we're going to put it. I just wanted to get it built so that I could see it in real life to see how big it's going to be. But yeah, we're going to probably go around the garden and pick out a space for it this week. And then obviously we also still have to fill it. That's going to be a whole thing. One of the things that I like about this raised bed is that it is 17 inches high, and they definitely have an option that's even higher. I think it's like 30 or 36 inches high, which is pretty great because the higher the bed is, the less you have to bend down. And as we get older, this is something that we have to take into consideration. Our current raised beds right now are 10 inches high, so this is considerably higher, and I'm excited to have that extra height. But that also does mean that we're going to have more soil to fill it with. So I think our plan is going to be, we're probably going to fill up the bottom third of it with logs and branches to take up some of that volume, and then I'm thinking we'll put in some of our goat or chicken bedding as like a middle layer, and then top it off with compost or soil. I'm just going to have to look into maybe getting some bulk compost or soil around here just to keep the cost down a little bit, because it's going to take a lot of soil to fill up this bed. But yeah, that's going to be in the next week or so. That'll be a separate video, and then we're gonna plant up this bad boy and put in some fall crops in there. I have some seedlings that need a home, so this is gonna be perfect for them. So yeah, that's gonna be next time, but I'm really excited for this raised bed. I think it's gonna be a great addition, and it would be a great thing to like slowly add in a couple more beds into our garden here and there. Obviously, because they're metal, they're more durable. Our current raised beds are wood. We built those 4 years ago, and they're already starting to show some signs of rot because we didn't use pressure treated wood, and we didn't use like really specifically durable wood either. We just
pine, which is...
Yeah, we just used pine wood because at the time, it was 2020. Wood was very expensive if you could get your hands on it at all.
It's like 3 times the cost.
Yeah, so we just used what we could afford at that time, which was just pine wood.
We didn't treat it at all, just to learn how long it would last.
Yeah, so it's been a few years. It's already starting to show some signs of wear, and I think we'll probably only get like a couple more years out of it if we're lucky. And with these metal beds, they should probably last at least 10 years, I think. So I love that they're durable, and I love that if we wanted to change the configuration, I showed you the chart on the back of the booklet. There are lots of different ways that you could configure this bed. So if we put it somewhere and we decide we want to move it somewhere else, or if we move, we can take this bed with us. Yeah, obviously you'll have to move all the dirt, but at least the bed itself can come apart and you can reconfigure it. I also love, like I mentioned before, how it ships in a box straight to your door. That's really handy, especially for people who maybe can't get out to the store and you don't want to haul big pieces of wood home and you don't want to do all of the building and cutting. Luckily, I have Aaron and he likes to do that kind of stuff, but if it was just me, I probably wouldn't want to do all of that woodworking and building, and then you'd have to have tools for that too, of course. So if you don't have any tools and you just want to get a raised bed in, this would be like a really quick and easy way to get a raised bed into your backyard. And they have smaller versions as well. This is their biggest raised bed, but they definitely have smaller ones if you have like a smaller yard. So you can check them out if you want. I will leave a link down below. But yeah, we're really excited for this new addition to the garden. Thank you so much to Vego Garden for sending out this product for us to try out. And we'll see you guys in a future video where we fill this all up with soil and with plants. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process of us unboxing and putting together this raised bed. Did I already say thank you?
3 times.
Oh.
We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, bye.